Right, we've got another recipe today. So we're just going to do a simple one, which is cookies, chocolate chip cookies, for just one that you can do it with the kids. This is going to make quite a few cookies, so they'll keep you going for a long time. So down here we've got 250 grams of self-raising flour. We've got 170 grams of butter that's been melted. We've got 220 grams of soft brown sugar, so we've got dark brown sugar here, and we've got 100 grams of caster sugar. Kind of need to use the soft brown sugar because that's what makes the cookies all gooey and stops them from setting up really hard. It gives them like that treacly gooiness. We've got 2 eggs. We need just the yolk from one and a whole egg. I'll show you how to do that. And then we've got 350 grams of chocolate. Literally use whatever chocolate you've got lying around the house. So in here I've got some white chocolate chips. We had some mini eggs, so I've just broken those up. I just bashed the bag with a rolling pin. And then we've got some Cadbury's cream egg, which I've just chopped up. Just mixed all that together to make up to 350 grams. Use whatever you like, whatever chocolate bars you've got lying around, or just some dark chocolate or some white chocolate, whatever you prefer, as long as it goes up to 350 grams. Right, so that's all of your ingredients, and we'll just get everything together and we'll start making it. Right, so we're going to start. We'll just take the melted butter, pour that into a big bowl. Just use the biggest bowl you've got. This is obviously the biggest bowl we've got. Just saves splashing it all over the sides. We've got all the brown sugar goes in, and all the white sugar goes in. And then just want to beat all that together so that it's all nicely combined. What you are going to be able to do with this, it does make quite a lot of cookie dough. So what you can do is you can just cook as many as you want. So if you just want to cook 6 off, just cook 6 off, and then you can put the rest of it in the fridge. And as long as you get it out and let it get to room temperature, you can cook it at a later date. Probably wouldn't save it for longer than about 5 days, but it means you can have fresh cookies every day for 5 days. So you just want to beat this sugar and butter so that it's all nice and smooth and there's no lumps left in it. So it's all nice and coming together nice and smooth now. Most of the lumps have gone. There we are. And then what we want to do next is we want to just take the eggs and we want to beat them before we mix them in. So we want 1 whole egg. We'll just crack that into there, and we want 1 just the yolk. So the easiest way to separate an egg, crack the egg and then pull it apart and just let it all the white pour out, but keep the yolk in 1/2. So all the whites then dropped out. Obviously if you want to keep the white, not the yolk, then do it into a bowl that hasn't got a shell in it. And then just tip it back into the other one, and then back again, and that'll separate. There, so you've got your yolk there, completely separate from all your white, and then that can go into that. And then we just want to beat this to combine it, and then to get it quite light. Don't need to beat it for ages there. There we are. So that's all. That's got a bit of air in it, and it's all broken down, so it's all combined together. So we'll just put that into there. Make sure you scrape it all out. Give that a good mix. And then into that, we're just going to add the flour. And at the same time as we add the flour, we'll add all the chocolate, and then it's all getting mixed in nice and evenly. There's quite a lot of chocolate going into this, so it's going to be nice, gooey, chocolatey cookie dough. And just give it a good mix, get it all combined. Like I say, there's a lot of mix here, so you'll be able to use it over a few days, unless you like cookies a lot, then you can just cook them all at once. There we are. Really quick and easy mix to put together. Get our hands in there. Just scrape it all off that. Just mix it all up so it's nice and one cookie dough ball. There we are. So we've got all mixed together into one ball. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get a tray with some baking sheets on it, and we're going to split it out into little cookie pucks, which is what they're called, the tiny little dough balls of cookie mix, and then we'll get it into bake. All right, so we've got a tray here. We use these baking sheets. It's just like grease-proof parchment really, but it's just a plastic version of it, so we can wash it and reuse it. Works really well, completely non-stick. If you do a lot of baking, a lot of stuff, then they're worth investments. Worth the investment. They're not that expensive. They're about £12 for a sheet. But if not, you can just use greaseproof paper or get an oil spray like we use in some of the baking tins. You can spray that on it. What we want to do, depending on how big you like your cookies. All right, decent sized cookies. So we're just going to take like a decent sized bit. We'll just roll it into a ball, and that's going to spread quite a lot. So we just want to make sure that they are well spread out from each other. All the cookies are going to be slightly different on this one because we've got some mini eggs, some cream eggs, and some white chocolate chips. So they'll all have different bits of different chocolate in them. So maybe a bit too close together, so maybe we'll just do 2 wide. Well, we've got the oven warming up. It's at 160 degrees, and these will take about 7 minutes, I would have thought, in the oven. So we'll try it with, we'll do it with 6 on here and see how far they spread. It's quite a gooey mix, so I think they're going to spread quite far. There we are, we've got 6 on that. We'll stick these in the oven and we'll see how they come out. Right, so these have been in 7 minutes. As you can see, they've grown quite big cookies now, but they're not quite ready. I just thought I'd get them out to show you, so that when you're having a look at them in the oven, then you can see whether they're ready or not. They're just a bit too liquid in the middle. So I'm going to put them in for 2 more minutes. With cookies, literally, if they're in for like a couple of minutes too long, you end up with really crispy cookies. So you want them to be a bit gooey. So these are probably going to take 2 more minutes, but as you can see, that one's on there. You see it's still a bit liquid inside, rather than just being cooked dough. It's just kind of liquid. I'm going to put them back in the oven for 2 minutes. Again on 160, so that'll be 9 minutes in total. And we'll just see how they're going. Right, here we go. These are out now. See, they look like gooey cookies. All nicely cooked now. So what we're going to do now is just let them cool down for 2 or 3 minutes on the tray, so they're set up a little bit, because if you try and move them now, they're just going to break apart. So So we'll just let them set up for 2 or 3 minutes on the tray. Then we'll whip them off the tray, get them cooling down on a flat surface, and then we'll get some more in and we'll just keep cooking them, and I'll cook them all off and then we'll come back and see them all at the end. But they're really good size, and we're gonna get lots out of this mix. Right, so there we go. Cooked all of the cookie dough and we've got quite a lot of cookies out of it. They're quite big cookies as well, but as you can see, so let's get the first ones that we did. They're all quite, where are we? Gooey, really gooey cookies. They're not like solid, good, nice gooey cookies, and we've got lots, but I can't open as a restaurant, so I can't sell them, so I might be ill tomorrow because I'm going to eat them all. So the recipe that we started with was 250 grams of self-raising flour, 170 grams of melted butter, 220 grams of soft brown sugar, 100 grams of caster sugar, one egg yolk, and then 350 grams of any chocolate you want to put into it. If you're going to do something like a Mars bar or something like that, probably put it in the freezer to set up first and then chop it up while it's still frozen, which is a bit more difficult, but at least then it's, when you're putting it through, it's not just turning to goo as you're mixing it, and then you get it nicely mixed out. So we've just got, like what we did in here, we've got mini eggs, we've got Cadbury's cream eggs, and we've got white chocolate buttons, basically whatever chocolate you've got lying around the house. You can put anything into it really, so if you want to do raisin cookies, put raisins in instead of the chocolates. If you want to put nuts in instead of the chocolate, do that, but who doesn't like chocolate cookies? So there we are. Let me know if there's any other recipes you want.